Every time I try to make it on my own, every time I try to stand and start to fall, all those lonely roads that I have traveled on, there was love. When the life I built came crashing to the ground, when the friends I had were nowhere to be found, I couldn't see it then, but I can see it now. There was love. In the waiting, in the searching, in the healing and the hurting, like a blessing,
and our centering, I'm going to ask that you just gently lower or close your eyes. And if you feel comfortable, just place your hand on your heart. As when you touch your heart hears everything you're saying, and all of your attention is there. A presence abides in us that is transcendental and cannot be described in words, that is recognized by us in meditation and centering. As we feel into this awareness of the infinite presence of Spirit, let us just remember that God is just as much on the other side of this window as on this side. There is no place where I can go today where the presence of God is not. Wherever I am, God is. Infinity is within us at this and every single moment. All spiritual wisdom, all divine grace are embodied within us at this and every single moment of the day and night. We are the instruments through which love is flowing. We are only seeking to let God's grace flow through us during this centering in the silence. God's grace flows out into this world as an invisible presence and power of blessing through us. The Spirit of God in us is the Christ Spirit. Its function is to heal, raise the dead, open the eyes of the blind, and illumine human consciousness. That is the function of the light that is pouring through us. The rhythm of the universe flows through us, and we become one with that eternal purpose. Our responsibility is only for this day and for this moment. So let us fill this day with joy, watching the grace and glory of God as our individual experience unfolds. Namaste.
Beautiful. Good morning. So what do you think? How perfect is this song, right? There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. So beautiful. Let's do it again. There is only one of us. In your eyes, it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. How beautiful. Oh, sing with me, Don. There is only one of us. In your eyes, it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. You are my reflection. There is only one. Who's in love? I'm in love. Are you in love? I'm in love. Let me sing this to you. You are the face of God. But I want you to sing. I just want you to know. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart always. You are my family. You are the face of God. You are my family.
You are my family.
You are the face of God.
I invite you to just gently close or lower your eyes. And let my words be your words as I offer my prayer this morning. I know that there is only one infinite intelligence, one creative source, one love, one harmonizing peace and joy. And that is what I call God. I know that because there is only one, I am one with all that I can express as God's love and joy and peace and harmony and truth and life and love. I know that my light shines forth wherever I go, knowing that God's Spirit is moving through me all the time. All I need to do is recognize it, be one with it, and then when I say I love, I know that it is being returned to me 100-fold. Everywhere I look, I see a mirror of myself. So if I'm in judgment or fear, that is what I'm going to feel. So I'm not going there. I am not doing that which does not serve my highest good. My highest good is knowing that I am in the right place at the right time every moment of this day. And that I share this with my mirrors everywhere I look. And it brings forth all that there is, which is just love, as there is only one of us here, just one. Invisible though it may be, it is just one. And I am just so grateful to be in this space today with all these loving souls, with Reverend Stacy giving the most glorious talk this morning, and with our precious musicians, Dave and Patty, and of course Don today. I am just feeling this love so strongly, and I just can't be thankful enough for Charlie and Yvonne and Caden. All of the volunteers, everyone that is here doing what they know, the best that they know how to do to make this place rise up in the truth and the glory and the love that just expands everywhere. And I am so grateful for all of this. I am so grateful for our ministry of prayer that holds us up every moment. I am just grateful for this Center for Spiritual Living, as I am one with this Center for Spiritual Living. I now can release my word into the creative workings of the universal law, because it's the how, and it knows to do the how exactly right. And it is done as I say and declare, and we can all say together, and so it is.
Thanks to Reverend Cynthia, lots of things have turned out, right? Remember how she used to say, I can't wait to see how this one turns out, right? Look real good. Yeah. I hope you're ready to sing together. Are you ready for something wonderful? Are you something wonderful? Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Make it so. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. I accept things the way they are. Yes, I do. I accept things the way they are not yet. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Hey, I love wastefully.
I love wastefully.
I give freely.
I give freely.
I reap abundantly.
I reap abundantly.
Already have everything I need. Something wonderful happening to me right now. Yeah, something wonderful is happening to me right now. My God. I accept things the way they are.
Just the way.
I accept things the way they are now.
Way they are.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Hey, I love wastefully.
I love wastefully.
I give freely.
I give freely.
I reap abundantly.
I reap abundantly.
I already have everything I need. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something crazy
Oh, something wonderful is happening to me right now.
something wonderful.
I accept things the way they are.
I accept
And
them.
I accept things the way they are now. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. What's the ending for this? I love wastefully.
I love wastefully.
I give freely.
I give freely.
I reap abundantly.
I'll reap abundantly.
Already have everything I need. I already have everything I need. I already have everything I need. Something wonderful is happening to me. It's happening. It's gonna, it is happening right now.
All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my goodness. I know you're all standing. So if you're standing and if you're comfortable, please say with me, God bless America and the rest of the world, as you say hello to Patty Powers and Day and Patty's brother Don Scott. And I'm Reverend Cheryl Bell, co-senior minister here with my sister and my reflection, Reverend Stacy Hilton. Yes. Awesome, awesome. You may be seated, but you know what? I think it's been a year since we've hugged each other. Well, I still hug people sometimes if they are comfortable, but give yourselves a hug. It feels good. It feels good. Yes. Oh, see, Don said, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful me.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Did you have something to say?
I'm just so happy that Don and Mary Jo are here. I don't know what to do. So I'm going to try to keep it together because I have to speak.
I'm glad everyone here that's in the audience, but I'm glad those of you that are at home on your couch, on your bed, on your whatever. Thank you. All right, it's a fun day. You just don't know.
That's right. That's right.
Because at first we're going to start with a power talk by our wonderful practitioner. I don't want to say it. I'm not going to say it. Don't say it.
Say it. Say it. Say it.
Say it. Say it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Lauren Ballardini.
Good morning. I'm up here with my family. It is quite a homecoming this week. Yes. All right. So good morning. I'm speaking today for the first time in a long time with a bit of anxiousness and a lot of humility. Usually if I do a power talk, I'm speaking about spiritual principle, how to use them in our lives. But today I'm going to speak about something very personal that I did not plan on sharing outside of a few close friends. However, it's something that's been on my mind for a few years, and it's important. Today I'm speaking about my work to understand and disrupt racism. When Reverend Stacy and I spoke about me doing a power talk over this quarter, my first thought was, who am I to speak during Black History Month about this journey? And of course, the real question became, who am I not to? So here it goes. I was not alive in the 1960s during the Civil Rights Movement, but by the time I became aware of its significance, I was certain that I would have been on the right side of that movement. I was horrified at those racists that wouldn't allow people to march peacefully, who brought dogs to attack protesters, and who spit on children trying to get to a desegregated school. So I grew up in an affluent area in Southern California, and race was not something discussed when I grew up. It was not on my radar. Something I now understand is not what other people of color and our African American friends have the privilege of being ignorant of. It wasn't until attending social work classes at UNLV that I became aware of the overt differences and experiences between me and the Black students. They trusted us enough to share how they were pulled over by police and questioned about where they were heading and why they were driving in a particular neighborhood. I was incredulous. This was the 1990s and in Las Vegas. How can this be true? And then that triggered me to remember with shame how I was in charge of screening prospective receptionists for the law office that I had worked at as a legal secretary for years. The two attorneys made it abundantly clear that if someone sounded Black or had a Black name, I was not to schedule an interview for the job. Instead of standing up and calling my bosses out, I remained passive and quiet. I also, too often than I care to admit, stayed quiet when racist jokes were made in my presence, when white people blamed other races for the difficulties in their lives, in our country, in the world. So fast forward 10 years, where I find myself at this center and became friends with people of all ages and races. I learned how to change my thinking and change my life, and I practiced principles that affected me and, as a byproduct, my family and friends, and that worked very nicely for quite some time. And to support my belief that all was well, we elected a Black president. However, some things started to catch my attention, especially in 2014, when Michael Brown was killed by police. I wondered why Ferguson, Missouri got so upset around this one incident. Why are so many demanding equality? Doesn't this already exist in the United States? Now, the easiest thing for me to do would be to continue thinking there wasn't that big of a problem, but my higher wisdom self told me I needed to start learning and growing. It has been quite a journey. It has not been fun. At times, I liken it to performing surgery on myself without the benefit of anesthesia. So as a lifelong student, I began to read. I can't say that I went looking for books to educate me. They seemed to just show up. And as the saying goes, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So here are just a few of my teachers that appeared by way of books. And after I put that together, I thought about 6 more.
Good job.
So in addition to these books, I've had to avail myself to documentaries and podcast interviews, TED Talks, webinars, and book studies, like our awesome Healing Words book study that began last year and has grown to over 20 participants from our center and beyond. It became clear to me that what I didn't know or didn't see was how there are systems in place in our country today that keep a hierarchy of a made-up word called race. What I've come to understand is that benefiting from a racist society does not equate to me being a bad person. I didn't create the system, but I can no longer be blind to the invisible influence it has had on my life and the lives of everyone who lives here. Isabel Wilkerson, in her book Caste, explains that even though we didn't build this house called the United States, we all live in it. The blueprint, otherwise known as our Constitution, is our ideal, but the structure of the house sure needs work. The problem with not looking at the ways in which our fellow human beings are treated, how they are seen, and what opportunities are not afforded to them, is that it keeps everyone from getting to fully participate and making our cities, our country, and our world better. There is untapped brilliance, wisdom, and talent which can show up as scientific breakthroughs, new business ideas, artistic expression, and policies made that benefit everyone who calls the United States home. Our house could be so much stronger, sturdier, and grander. So you may ask, how does racism really show up today? I would like to ask my white friends, have you ever been asked to leave a coffee shop while you were seated and waiting for a friend to show up? How often have you been stopped and asked to show the receipt and contents of your shopping bag as you are leaving a store to make sure you purchased everything inside? How many times have you been asked if you actually know who your father is? How often do women around you hold their purses tighter when you walk by? There are so many ways in which citizens are diminished by way of our assumptions and behaviors. In an interview, Brian Stevenson, who is a lawyer, activist, and founder of the Equal Justice Initiative, shared a personal story about how he experienced racism as a lawyer for a defendant not too long ago. He couldn't remember the state, but it was not a southern state. So he's sitting in this courtroom, waiting by himself, and the bailiff and judge come in, and they admonish him for being there without his attorney. They assumed he was the defendant. So he said not to make either of them feel uncomfortable, he laughed. He then apologized and said he was the lawyer. So now the bailiff and judge, seeing their mistake, they start laughing, and he laughs with them, but not because he thought it was funny, but because he didn't want his frustration with them to negatively affect the defendant he was about to have before them. There's a quote in a book that I've not yet read by Austin Channing Brown. It's called "I'm Still Here," and she says this, which I think speaks to Mr. Stevenson's experience. When you believe niceness disproves the presence of racism, it's easy to start believing bigotry is rare and that the label racist should be applied only to mean-spirited, intentional acts of discrimination. She goes on to say the problem with this framework, besides being a gross misunderstanding of how racism operates in systems and structures enabled by nice people, is it obligates me, the author, to be nice in return rather than truthful. So I'm tired of thinking that I need to look nice and look good. The world does not need more of that. What the world needs is for me to step up and be good. But I tell myself this is such a big problem. How can it even begin to be dismantled, and who am I to think I can make any difference? Well, then I was reminded of the quote from Desmond Tutu, where he said there's only one way to eat an elephant, a bite at a time. And so what I think he meant by this is that everything in life that seems daunting and overwhelming and even impossible can be accomplished gradually by taking on just a little at a time. So I stand here before you taking one small bite. So these metaphorical bites must be taken by white people. And why? Because it takes the majority that have had the power to help those that have been disempowered. To put this in historical perspective, the women's suffrage movement, which was 100 years in the making, culminated with the 19th Amendment, giving women the right to vote. We have to remember, though, that it actually took men to vote to have this right for the women. Women could not legislate this change for themselves because we didn't have the power. So again, it is here at this center where I learned how to change my thinking, which did change my life. But now I'm taking a step back and seeing how changing my thinking needs to help change everyone's life for the better. That is how we work towards making this a world that truly works for everyone. This is what I love about the Las Vegas Center for Spiritual Living, our fearless ministers. We are all encouraged to take this teaching out into the world and make the difference we want to see. It takes courage and sometimes discomfort in going from our quiet meditation and prayers and then moving it outside of our cozy homes. However, I have yet to see where it has worked, where I could simply just treat and not move my feet. So I appreciate having these few minutes to share what I've been learning. I hope that I've inspired some to continue on this journey of disrupting racism with me. And for those that this is a new idea, I hope I have helped open a space in your mind and heart to begin to take a look at this very important practice. Thank you, Reverend Stacy and Reverend Cheryl, for providing me with this space to move my feet. I shared earlier that I've often wondered where I would have stood during the civil rights movement and what my grandparents believed at the time. Today I'm standing up and disrupting racism wherever I see it, so that I can stand tall and know that my future grandchildren will know what side I stood on, with whom I stood for, and with. Thank you, Lauren. Incredible. It's an incredible talk. Wow, you were, if anyone's to give that talk, you were the one. I just want to tell you that I can't tell you how great it is to be here on stage with this guy. This guy, Don Scott, right? I think you've heard of him. I just want you to know that I would not be able to be here. I wouldn't be here singing for you every week, and Dave would not be here if it weren't for you. So I cannot thank you enough for introducing me to this beautiful family and to these beautiful people. Thank you. Please give it up for Don Scott.
Thank you, Patty. Technically she's right, but you know, I simply was loving what I found when I found Patty. And what you do when you see that, same as when you find Mary Jo, you beg her to please love you and stay with you forever, right? So the honesty is, I knew Patty out of a group of 60, 80, 100 of us that were singing for that. Patty was the anomaly, the thing that, and God knows this, something in me knows that, you know, and so anyways, it didn't mean anything other than recognition of your presence, your showing up, and being what you are, and then that crazy cool guy beside you too, so, you know, anyways, that's how it all goes, and these talks that you guys provide, this truth that you seek and you share, incredible, and it doesn't have to give us each individual credit, but it's that one power you're talking about, that one thing you can't really put your finger on, you spend your life looking for and trying to move our feet. So I just want to share love. That's why I'm here today. I'm glad to be here.
That's who you are.
Woohoo! A bundle of tears. So I just want you to know, and I believe that this is part of why I am love, exactly. And all of us together are. But love goes on and on into eternity. I didn't write this, but I'm sharing it. Love goes on and on into eternity, as well as into our lives. And through our hearts, a steady stream from the one who loves us faithfully and forever. Love emerges as big, even in little things. The simplicity of hope-filled words, a warm smile, or a quiet listen, for instance, can make a difference in any day. And with each moment like that, we make a different world. And that goes for the hard things that Lauren might have been talking about too, the big things that you have to change. But all of this together, as simple as a quiet listen. So God, help me notice all the little chances I have to show how big love is today. And with today, that's why I'm here. There was a person in my life too that saw me when I was 13. He was my big brother, Denny, and taught me my first bass guitar song. And I played church that night. And years later, I am what you see. So we don't even know it sometimes when we move our feet, make that step, meet that person, be that thing. So trust it, trust the love. And today is that day. When the sun came up this morning, I took the time to watch it rise. As its beauty struck the darkness from the sky, I thought how small and unimportant all my troubles seem to be. How lucky another day belongs to me. And as the sleepy world around me woke up to greet shining beauty seemed to say, so what, my friend, if all your dreams you haven't realized? Look around, you've got a whole new day to try. Today is mine, today is mine, to do with what I will. Today is mine, my own special cup to fill, to die a little, that I might learn to live, to take from life, that I might learn to give. Today is mine. Like most men, I curse the present that seems void of peace of mind, and race my thoughts beyond tomorrow, envision there a sweeter time. But as I view this day around me, I can see the fool I've been, for today is the only garden we can tend. Today is mine, today is mine, to do with what I will. Today is mine, my own special cup to fill, to die a little, that I might learn to live, to take from life, that I might learn to give. Today is mine. I know what you need. You need to sing that with me. You're sitting there saying it, right? Ready? Today is mine, today is mine, to do with what I will, to do with what I will. Get this one. Today is mine cup, my own special cup to fill. Sing it, sing it. Oh, to die a little, that I might learn to live, that I might learn to live. You gotta say it. Oh, to take from life, that I might learn to give. Today is mine. I know you know those three words. Let's hear it louder. Today is mine. Love it. I need three more. Today is mine too. Today is mine. That's for my brother Denny Scott, who taught me everything.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Blueberry muffins, blueberry muffins. Let me just start off by saying Reverend Cynthia would be so well pleased in this right here. I mean, it just, I'm just going to keep it together. I'll leave it there for now. Lauren, thank you. Thank you for your willingness to show up and do the work. Because as you said, that's what it's going to take. That's what it's going to take. And it's the perfect, who are you to say that and to step up? Who are you not to? Who are you not to? It is the perfect way to end Black History Month. The perfect way. So thank you so much for being who you are. Infinite, invisible. So let me ask you a question. Is God's spirit, divine intelligence, the creator, the one, visible or invisible? Visible or invisible? Both. Both, right? But both. We are the manifestations of spirit. And we are here to express whatever it is that which we are here to express. As Don said, today is mine. Don came to be love. So who Don always is. You know? You hear that beautiful voice. You hear Patty and Don, that harmony together, that brother-sister love type thing. You just know that they are here to express love. Dave on those keys, he's here to express love. What are you here for? What is yours to do? How do you want to show up and express what you want to express? I know Raven. She's just one big old love bug. Right? Hugging everybody. Not on camera though. But what are you here to express? You know, this center does such good work because when you walk through the doors, you can feel the love. That so you know. We don't have to tell you that we're here to be loved. You know that. It's been a little more challenging through this thing called technology because we didn't have that. But I feel it. I mean, we're back. I can feel the love. Pat Paulson's here also. I mean, it is such a good day here. You guys are missing it out there. You guys are missing it. It is just a place and space of love. And I remember, I'm reminded of Reverend Cynthia. When I walked through those doors, I heard Don Scott. And that's why I stayed. And I heard Reverend Cynthia. I think I left and went to the parking lot and came back in the filler time, the hugging time, because I wasn't a hugger. So after Dawn, I left, went to the parking lot, came back and heard Reverend Cynthia, and then I was out. I knew that there was something I wanted to express. There was some more that I wanted in my life. There was something I wanted to be that I wasn't currently being. It wasn't that I didn't have the ability to do it, I just wasn't doing it. The center, which wasn't here at the time, was at Summerlin Hospital, gave me that courage to make the move that I needed to move to be who I wanted to be. Took some time. Took some time. It's still taking time. I don't always show up in that capacity. It's a little easier on Sundays because I get up and I put on my nice clothes and I feel like that person, so I step into the role. But it's not always easy every other day when I just, put on my sweats and I'm like, maybe I'll show up as love today, maybe not. Yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll show up as joy and peace and lights, I don't know. Yeah, what's the big deal? Anyway, I could miss one day. Right? What's one day? I have missed one day. I've missed a couple days. But my intention, when I'm aware, when I'm choosing to be aware, it's a choice. When I'm choosing to be aware, my intention is to show up in love. If not, I just stay home. So if you're wondering where I am, where's Stacy? She's at home. That means I'm not being loved. Cheryl will testify to that, but shh.
You do it less.
I do it less. Painters paint, dancers dance, sculptors sculpt, chefs cook. Patty and Don sing. Lauren prays, Kitty prays. Beautiful prayer, Kitty centering. Dave plays and accompanies. Reverend Cheryl supports and uplifts and inspires and does a whole bunch of stuff. But the intention, the feeling that comes through what each and every person that I just named does is that there's love. Their intention is love. They don't have to know the how. We say that all the time. They do not have to know the how. Lord doesn't have to know the how what hers is to do. She knows what hers is to do, but she doesn't have to know how to do it. It is the practice of doing the thing that allows for the perfection that we experience. But is it really just practice? Is it really just practice? I'm teaching the mental equivalent right now. Great class, easy class, not much reading. So I'd like to share. I brought the big guns out today because, I needed Goldsmith and Emmett Fox and Dr. Holmes today to talk about the infinite invisible. So in this little book by Emmett Fox, on page 4, The Mental Equivalent, Emmett Fox says, about 20 years ago, which I don't even know when this was written, but a long time ago, about 20 years ago I coined the phrase mental equivalent. And now I want to say that for anything that you want in your life, a healthy body, a satisfactory vocation, friends, opportunities, and above all, the understanding of God, you must furnish a mental equivalent. Supply yourself with a mental equivalent and the thing must come to you. Without a mental equivalent, it cannot come. Now, as to the things in your life that you would like to be rid of, everyone has such things in life. Perhaps bodily difficulties or faults of character are the most important. We all have habits of thought and action, and we all have business, family, and personal conditions we would like to be rid of. If we rid our minds of the mental equivalent of them, they must go. Everything that you see or feel on the material plane, whether it is your body, your home, your business, or your city, is but the concrete expression of a mental equivalent that you hold, or we hold. Everything in your city is the embodiment of mental equivalence the citizens hold. Everything in your country is the embodiment of mental equivalence the people of the country hold. And the state of the world embodies the mental equivalent of the billions of people in the world. That's why Lauren taking a step to do what she needs to do to end racism is huge, because it starts in the mind of one person, and somebody else will eventually catch that vision. Most of us in this room have caught that vision. At some point, there is a tipping point. And when there is a tipping point, then we will reverse that thing called racism. We will reverse all the isms that we've got going on, which really is just one ism, which is separatism. There, we are one. We are one family, connected. We are each other's brothers and sisters and cousins, no matter what we look like. And we're here to express joy and love and light and peace and life itself from our own space and place and station in life. I wish I could sing like Don and Patty. I can't. So I'm doing what I need to do based upon how I can do it. I wish I could pray like Kitty and Lauren. I wish I was creative as Yvonne and Charlie and Cheryl and so many others of you. That's not what I'm called to do. When I figure it out, I'll let you know. For now, I'll stick with this, but perhaps in the future there's something else that will come to mind. I'm not a handyman like Clem. I can't fix everything. But how Clem shows who Clem is through his fixing and his care and attention to whatever is going on. Being willing to step in and say, hey, let me look at that. Let me take that and let me fix that. How do you express and how will you change whatever it is you want changed in your world? How will you love your grandkids? How will you express to them the problems of the world, such as what Lauren maybe has talked about today, if that's yours to do? What is it that you will do? How will you express? The mental equivalent goes on to say, there's a couple things that we need. The secret of successful living, in case you're wondering, is to build the mental equivalent that you want and to rid yourself of the mental equivalent that you don't want. We just said that. I have friends in London who have rheumatism all the time. In fact, it was called the national British disease. There's an affirmation. Some people have it beginning in October and lasting until March. Others only have it until Christmas. Others do not get it before Christmas and then have it until February. Of two men living in the same town, doing the same work, eating the same food, drinking the same water, why does one have rheumatism from October until February and the other not have it at all or at a different time? Why? Because they have furnished the mental equivalent for what they get. Why is a quarrelsome person always in trouble? He becomes dissatisfied in New York, so he goes to Chicago. He thinks he will like it in Chicago, but pretty soon he has enemies in Chicago, so then he goes to Kansas City. He has heard there are nice people there, but soon he's in trouble again. Why? He has what we call a quarrelsome disposition. He has the mental equivalent of strife. There is another person, and wherever he goes, there is peace. If he visits a quarrelsome family, there is peace while he is there. He has the mental equivalent of peace and divine love. So the key to life is to build the mental equivalence of what you want and to expunge the equivalence of what you don't want. How do you do it? You build the mental equivalence by thinking quietly, constantly, and persistently of the kind of thing you want. Thinking has two qualities: clarity and definiteness and interest. If you want to build anything into your life, if you want to bring health, right activity, your true place, inspiration, if you want to bring right companionship, and above all, if you want understanding of God, form a mental equivalent of the thing you want by thinking about it a great deal, by thinking clearly and with interest. Remember, clarity and interest, these are the two poles. You know, it's Joel Goldsmith said, put into practice what you already know. Again, Patty and Dawn know how to sing. So for them to, they say, I want to express love today, and I already know how to sing, so guess what? They show up and they sing. It's easy like that. Raven, another handy woman, right? She fixes things. She wants to express love. How can I show up today? Maybe she can fix something for you. If you're a painter, you show up maybe and you paint. That's how you're expressing love today. You already have the gift. Use it to express more good and more love and more life. I heard cookies. Reverend Cheryl bakes cookies, yes. I think that's love, right? It's not just the add pounds. Reverend Anna makes gumbo. Yeah, those are good days. Dr. Holmes says, in What We Believe, and one of the tenets of the science of mind, we believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with that indwelling God. You live in that presence of the Spirit. You go into the silence, and then you decide, and you set your intention. Again, you don't have to know the how. I'm just going to be love today. Wherever I show up, that's how I'm going to show up. How hard is that? How hard is that? If I had another skill, then, it would be really easy, right? If I could sing or something like that. I could dance all right.
I was just going to say
I could dance. Mary Jo and I could dance, right? So if whatever your skill set is, when you're in alignment with that in spirit, who gave you the skill set in the first place, then it's all good. You can't help but to show up with the intention and fulfill your intention. There's something back of all things that lives and breathes each of us, and that presence is within all. And to the degree that we trust, that is the degree that we experience it. I know Patty always pretends like she's nervous over there and she's not sure. And I'm like, how can she be nervous with that voice?
so nervous.
Yeah, right? I know Dave said she sang the song a million times. She's all, I don't know. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
No.
I know you're not. Crazy, the things that we do to ourselves. Because you're not doing the work anyway. Spirit is showing up in you, through you, as you. It is you. And it's the same with each of us. It's the same with each of us. We show up. We dress up on Sundays. We dress up. Please don't come look at me during the week. We dress up, we show up, and then we get to show out like Patty and Don. Because Spirit is showing up, and I'm knowing that Spirit shows up in me as me. And to the degree that I trust that, then I have more confidence. I show up a little differently on Sundays. I'm not like, oh, I gotta speak. It's my turn. Oh, you remember she got a little pep in her step these days, right? When she speaks. Okay, I get to speak. Because the joy of it is I'm doing something out of my own love for this teaching, this community, which is creating a world that works for all. So why wouldn't I be joyful about that? Why wouldn't I just show up and say, and just say, okay, Spirit, just give it to me. And I'll show up. Well, I can move the ego out the way. There's a lot of things I got to do to make all that happen. I get up really early Sunday mornings. What is it that you want to express this week? What is it that you want to express this week? We've got to trust and allow Spirit to show up in us. To the degree that we are willing, open, and receptive partners with Spirit, our lives can and will respond to and demonstrate that divine relationship. When we allow the infinite and invisible that resides in, as, and through us to celebrate by means of us, then we truly are Christed beings. God as source is everywhere, equally present, and always fully active. God as presence is innate connection, wondrous creativity, limitless possibility, radiant inspiration, and perfect order. We are all of that, but we've got to listen to what's ours to do. If I hear a voice that says, Stacy, go sing, I should not listen to that. That's not Spirit speaking. That's somebody else pretending to be Spirit in my voice, in my head. I'm just saying, what is it that you want to express this week? Say yes to your heart's desire. Say yes to that. Practice. Study. Trust. Forget. Forgive. Stop judging. Oh, I don't know. Should I say that? Should I not say that? Just get your butt up and say it and do it from a place of love, and it will always turn out okay, I promise. Some weeks are better than others, but it will always turn out okay. You're already divine. Wake up, show up, and allow your gifts to shine. The gift has already been given. Say thank you, receive it, and give it back and be in the flow of love and light. That's what we're all called to do. It's not rocket science. It's also not as easy as I'm making it sound every day and every moment. Don't beat yourself up. You fall down, you fall off the wagon, you get up, you dust yourself off, and you get up and you do it again. Your job is to be love, simply. That's it. If you forget that, Reverend Cheryl, myself, Reverend Anna, the practitioners, we're here to support that. Support you showing up in that. It's what the world needs. It's what the world needs. So I have an affirmation. So repeat after me. I allow God, to be God, in me. I allow God, to be God, in me. And so it is.
Every time I try to make it on my own, every time I try to stand and start to fall, all those lonely roads that I have traveled on, there was love. When the life I built came crashing to the ground, when the friends I had were nowhere to be found. I couldn't see it then, but I can see it now. There was love in the waiting, in the searching, in the healing and the hurting, like a blessing buried in the broken pieces. Every minute, every moment, where I've been and where I'm going, even when I didn't know it, couldn't see it, there was love. For this man who needs amazing kind of grace, forgiveness at a price I couldn't pay. No, I'm not perfect, so I thank God every day. Thank you, babe. There was love. There is love in the waiting, in the searching, in the healing and the hurting, like a blessing buried in the broken pieces. Every minute, every moment, where I've been, where I'm going, even when I didn't know it or couldn't see it, there was love on the mountain, in the valley. There was love in the shadows of the alley.
There was love
In the fire, in the flood,
there was love
always is, and always was. No, I never walk alone. You're always there, in the way, in the searching, in the healing and the hurting, like a blessing buried in the broken pieces. Every minute, every moment, where I've been, where I'm going, even when I didn't know it or couldn't see it, there was love.
there was love.
There was love.
Well, you are love.
There is love. It's never been better, has it? Right?
It's a blessing, today's a blessing. John Scott, Dave Marinelli, I'm up here. So happy. Best day ever is absolutely right. Oh, this is our time that we call giving and receiving and all that good stuff. COVID protocols. We are not passing a basket. Our tithe or giving basket is in the back there with envelopes if you so choose. There are so many ways to give to the center, and as you can see. This is an awesome day, and if it's comfortable for you and you know our affirmation, please say it with us. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless my gifts. I send them forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and belief. It does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. I'm just so grateful that everyone here and beyond is here to share their gifts with everyone in this world, everyone in this that's present here today. And I hear Patty in the background saying she is so blessed. Oh, and you know, if it's comfortable for you, please just know with me that each of you is love. And the demonstration of that is in just your being here and being present in your life, and at this time especially. I'm just grateful for each and every gift, each and every tithe that is given to help us support you and to serve you, not the other way around. I'm very grateful. And for some reason, you doubt that you are loved, or you doubt that you are abundant and prosperous, I want you to know that the gift is already being given and you are just that. You are loved and you are prosperous. And I want to tell you that. And together, let's just say, and so it is. And I want to thank each and every one. Thank you.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have.
You get up there.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. Yeah. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. Yes. I am so blessed.
Okay, well, this coming Wednesday, it's Coffee with the Revs at 10:30 a.m. on Zoom. Just pop right on there and let's join in the conversation. We had our first class with Lauren with our Revealing Wholeness on last Monday, and it was fabulous. We had a wonderful time. It's not too late to join. If you would like to still sign up, the class will be again tomorrow evening from 6 to 8:30, and the cost is just $125, and there'll be 6 weeks after this 7th week we've done. But you haven't really missed a whole bunch, just a lot of fun and interesting. But I mean, join if you can, because it's worth it for sure. Reverend Cheryl's class also started last week, and it's on Tuesday evening from 6 to 8:30, From Whence We Came. And this is about a history of New Thought, and this is another wonderful class. Just let Reverend Cheryl know if you'd like to join. You still can do that. Our Heart of Peace meditation will be on Wednesday, March 10th from 6 to 7, and Reverend Mike from the Mile High Center will be on Zoom, and will be doing the meditation to open this service. And of course, Karen Jones doing the wonderful bowls. And you can certainly join with us here physically or on Facebook. You can watch either way. The Healing Words Book Club has a brand new book. Their book is called The Choice, Embrace the Possible by Eva Egger. And it will be meeting to discuss that book on the very last day of March. March starts tomorrow. What? I can't believe it. We're talking February. Anyway.
March is on.
March is on. So the 31st, the very last day of the month, they will have their Healing Words Book Club. Just pick that book up and start reading and join. It's lots of fun. Today, right after service today, we have our wonderful practitioner, Kathy Bietti, is waiting for anyone that would like to have a prayer. Just a 1-minute miracle, whatever you need to have done, she's ready and waiting for you. And you can just pop on Zoom, or you can call her at 702-285-6632. And also, if you need prayer support during the week, which we all do, so don't hesitate to please call the center or just send your prayer request to prayer@lasvegascsl.org or text to 702-524-7096. Amazon Smile.
I shop. I like to shop.
If anybody likes to shop and likes to do it on Amazon, you got to go to Smile first. Patty told us we have to go smiling first and then to Amazon, and then we get a percentage. So that's wonderful. And we also, you know, if you want to text your, let's see, what do we got here? Text your gift. I'm working off these little things here. Text the.
It's on the screen.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
Text the word Lvcsl to 725-502-2505 and then follow the prompts. I'm not leaving, yes I am. There's another page here. Oh, here we go. On the 20th of March, which is a Saturday, we are having a class from 10 to 11:30 called Transitioning Through Grief. And the price for all of us is $49 for that. And it's going to be a wonderful class because we're talking about loss of a loved one, job changes, routine and normality, relationship loss, social interaction, not just somebody passing. You know, there's lots of ways that we grieve. So this will be a wonderful class from 10 to 11:30, March 20th on Saturday. We are still collecting for Hearts Alive Village. And of course, we're doing this in memory of Frazier, Reverend Cheryl's little puppy dog that passed away. And this group is so important because when you bring your dry or wet cat food or dog food to the center, we give it on to the people who are low income who could not have these pets if we didn't help. So Hearts Alive Village is very, very important. Don't forget, we've got our bookstore. Do we have CDs of today, by the way? Yes. So if anybody wants a CD of today's talk, they're available after service. And there's lots of gifts and jewelry and all kind of fun stuff and newest titles, I'm told, there. And I think that's it. I think I've covered every page, have I? Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Happy March.
I would like to ask our Minister of Prayer team practitioners to please come forward so you can see who they are. Yeah, the ones that are here. There are 22 of us all together, and we are, actually, I'm not counting Stacy and I, so it's actually 24 that hold this center in prayer each and every day. So when you send in a prayer request, there are 24 of us that are praying for you and with you for whatever it is, and we are a powerful group, if I may say so myself. I would like to ask Reverend Stacy to please give us our benediction.
Yes, if you would, if it's comfortable for you, please just close or lower your eyes and just take a deep breath. And breathe in all that love. It is enough to get me through not only this day, but through this entire week, maybe even an entire month. It fills me up as I allow it to fill me up so that I might move about this day, this week, in sheer delight, knowing that I am one with my presence and power that is love. And so that is the truth for me, and it is truth for each and every person that can hear the sound of my voice. Each of us is here to express the love in our hearts, and in whatever way that looks like and feels best. And so with that, we just go about our day doing just that. Whether it be singing or dancing or skipping or hopping or running or jumping or whatever it may be that fills your heart with joy and love, do that thing. And let it just overflow to each and every person that has the joy and pleasure to meet you today. So for that, I'm just extremely grateful, knowing that today is a good and very good day. And together, let's say, and so it is.
Please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
I know this in my mind.
I know this in my mind.
I feel it in my body.
I feel it in my body.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Have a great week.
Great week.
Listen to that voice. You take it, Patty.
Oh, something wonderful is happening to me right now. Yeah, yeah. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Thank you for for writing this down. I accept things the way they are. I accept things the way they are not. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Yeah, I love wastefully.
I love wastefully.
I give freely.
I give freely.
I reap abundantly.
I reap abundantly.
Ooh, I already have everything I need. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. John Scott's here. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Ooh, I accept things the way they are. I accept things the way they are not. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Yeah, yeah, I love wastefully.
I love wastefully.
I give freely.
I give freely.
I reap abundantly.
I reap abundantly.
Oh, I already have everything I need. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Yeah, yeah, something crazy good is happening to me right now.
And she likes it.
I accept things the way they are.
She does.
I accept things the way they are not. Oh, something crazy good is happening to me right now. Yeah, I love wastefully. I will give freely.
I will give freely.
I reap abundantly.
Abundantly.
I already have everything I need. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Remember the ending, you guys?
I know this in my mind, yeah. I feel it in my body. So it is, so it is, yeah. So it is, so it is.
We're getting there. We're getting free.
So
Guess what?
it is.
I'm a vaccine queen. I have both.
So it is.
So it is.
Love you. I love you. It's jazz. We'll see you next week. I love you guys.